If you want to check out what my favorite makeup items have been for the month of May, grab a snack, friends. We have a lot of makeup to cover. Everything from foundation, eyeshadow to highlight, even some brushes. Then please keep on watching. Hello my friends, my name is Alicia. If it's your first time here, Kinky Sweat stands for my kinky hair and sweat life. I'm a fitness professional who loves beauty, and here on my channel you'll find movement guides, makeup tutorials, as well as hair product reviews and even some hair demos. I'm gonna get better at those. I decided to film 2 editions for my favorites of May. Today we're gonna talk makeup, and the next favorite video for May will be skincare. I've encountered quite a few items for my favorites in skincare, and I thought to do them separately because to do them together it will be like a 3-hour video. And I already know a lot of you love my long videos, but that would have been long. Okay, I'm really excited about the picks this month. I've been using them extensively, mixing them together, and even before I get started, I'm just excited to get into these items. So why don't we start with foundation? I actually picked this up when I was in Toronto with the Refer team and with Michelle Wong. We're gonna do a collaborative video on this foundation eventually to see how it looks on our different skin types. It is the Guerlain I'm sorry about that. Natural Glow 16-hour wear foundation. Now this is not a new foundation, but it was sold in the Sephora in Toronto. We do not have it in stores here in the Sephora in the States. I'm not sure if it's even in stores like Bloomies or Saks, but when we saw it on the gondola, we were like, oh my god. I have the shade 045W 45 warm. This is what I have on today. Let me tell you something. I didn't expect to grab, even to see, have interest in a Guerlain foundation. As you know, I typically stay away from a lot of luxury foundations because of the high fragrance and alcohol content that they possess. And I know there are studies about alcohol not being that harmful like people say in skincare, but I feel alcohol in skincare has a better role in that it helps the ingredients penetrate better. I feel like there's no reason why alcohol should ever be in a foundation, and that's how I feel about the Dior Backstage. I mean, that stuff is like, alcohol is like probably the 3rd ingredient on the list, and I am using different, so I just need to stay away from that altogether when it comes to makeup. Anyway, I went on a tangent, I'm sorry. This is said to be like one of their more naturals, a very loosely used term. I'm going to use it very carefully. Compared to their other foundations that might be high in fragrance and alcohol content, this relies on a lot of botanical extracts to not only provide that coverage and that radiance, but also to provide some skincare benefits as you wear the foundation. I really love it. It's lightweight. It gives, I would say, it's a medium coverage. You can build it up to full. I have to say though, I haven't been relying on my foundation to provide that crazy coverage. Perhaps the one foundation I have in my current rotation that provides that coverage is the Hourglass Vanish Seamless Liquid Foundation. Other than that, I'm going to show you my other favorite, which is not a new product, but I've been using it extensively to provide a little more coverage on my hyperpigmentation around my jawline. And I would say the one critique I have with this foundation is that it still has a fragrance, but it's a strange one. It doesn't smell like artificial perfume. It just smells like the product, and also has SPF of 20, which I'm sorry I forgot to mention in the beginning of the product description. I really love the color. I think it's really nice warm undertone on me. It doesn't make me look light or make me look too bronzy and out of place. And the way it dries down, I'm not going to say it's dewy, but because of how my skin is set up for my sunscreen and everything, my skin does start off with like a nice bouncy texture that I feel influences how any foundation will dry down on me. And I feel this dries down to a natural finish, so it might dry down a little more natural dewy, and I don't mind because I powder anyway, and maybe down the road during deeper in the summer season I'll use less, just kind of use a very light serving, if you will, of this foundation just to even me out, just to make me look a little more radiant and even tone. I've been using this non-stop, again in rotation with my Hourglass, with my NYX Can't Stop Won't Stop, as well as my Makeup Forever Matte Velvet Skin Foundation. Let me know if you've tried this. I've had really great luck with it, As far as the fragrance, like I mentioned, it doesn't stick around. It pretty much dissipates after you blend it into your skin. I've been using two brushes with foundation, the Sonia G base one, which she was so nice to send me. I was like, oh my god, Sonia is so nice. Which kind of reminds me of the Wayne Goss number one, but I find that the Sonia G is a little softer and doesn't feel as stabby on my skin. If not those, definitely the Wayne Goss 24S. I'm sorry, she's dirty. I know I have to wash her. I know, I just use her a lot. Okay, so this is a great synthetic fan brush that I use to blend out my liquid foundations with. So yeah, I've been loving that foundation. I'm going to continue using it, and any updates I run into, I'll be sure to mention them either on the community board or just on another random makeup video if I feel compelled to update you on something about the foundation. Next up, we have the Giorgio Armani Power Fabric Concealer in number 6. This is not a new product. I was late to the bandwagon, but when I saw the glowing reviews about this concealer, I knew I had to pick it up. I did so during the Sephora Beauty Insider sale, the last one that just passed. I've been wearing it every day. I like to mix this up with either my Fenty Retouch Instant Filter something concealer, as well as my Makeup Forever self-setting concealer. What's remarkable about this concealer is how lightweight and almost gel-like it is, but the coverage is amazing and it looks so soft and radiant under the eyes. It doesn't pick up any texture. It doesn't look dry when it actually does dry down, and it doesn't even crease that much. Concealers inevitably crease on me because I have this dip under my lower lash line. No matter what I do, makeup just settles into those lines, and I'm fine with it. That's just my skin. But as far as the greater eye area, I mean, this is a phenomenal texture under the eyes, and I love the shade. Again, I'm in 6. I think it's a perfect medium golden undertone for my skin shade, and it just provides that right amount of brightness that looks natural and doesn't look too out of place. It does have a little bit of a fragrance. It's not, again, perfumey. It just smells like product. It doesn't bother me. It doesn't irritate my eyes. It doesn't make me tear up. I've been using this all month pretty much, and I am absolutely in love. I use it interchangeably with my other concealers, as I mentioned, because I don't want this to run out really fast, you know what I mean? And I don't even use that much. I'm pretty much done with the whole stripe kind of gig that you see a lot of influencers do. I just pop it on like right here, blend it out, and it is perfect. Love the consistency, love how easy it is to blend out, whether it's just my fingers, a beauty sponge, or a brush. I've been using my fingers quite a bit to blend out my concealer, and I just feel it leaves the best finish, and the warmth from the skin I feel is just optimal for that seamless blend, especially under the eyes, especially if you undergo under eye dryness and you find it really tough to find a formula that's going to help provide that brightness but also nourish the skin. So really love the Power Fabric from Giorgio Armani. This has been around, and I actually announced this as one of my, I think, did I do for Best of 2018? Maybe. It is the Too Faced Born This Way Multi-Use Sculpting Concealer, but in the shade Warm Sand. I used to use sand under my eyes, and then I switched to Fenty, then I switched to the Makeup Forever, now I'm doing with the Giorgio Armani. I use Warm Sand to take care of my blemishes, and I spot treat those hyperpigmentation spots, and it is just such great coverage while still remaining lightweight. And I love how it acts with all my foundations across the board. My skin doesn't look overly textured. A little goes a long way. And I forgot how much I love this. And on no foundation days, I could just use this just to kind of put in the coverage that I need, and it spreads so nicely that it actually could double as a foundation. I mean, it's labeled as a concealer, but you could use this as a foundation if you like, for sure. And with as much product as you get, this is pretty much unheard of, the amount of product you get for concealer. I put it where I need it to go, blend it out, and I'm done. I think Warm Sand is probably my best shade match now and into the summer season. Don't know if I would get another shade. I feel like I'll be good with this one. I could probably concoct it with my other Fenty concealers because I have a few like one deep shade that I use for contouring, but I could probably mix it up to adjust the shade if I need to, if I get really tan. But right now, Warm Sand from the Born This Way concealer is great. Okay, so hunker down. We're getting into these bronzers. So many bronzers this month. Oh my goodness. I was not ready for the onslaught of face palettes this month. Every face palette, and it's funny, I think I'm quoting myself when I said that I was not into face palettes. I'm not into like a 6-pan blush palette, for instance. I need it to be a little more comprehensive. If you give me a bronzer, highlight, and blush, then I could get down with it. But what am I going to use 6 blushes for? So I definitely stayed away from those palettes. But the face palettes that offered up more than that, you know what I'm talking about. The Charlotte Tilbury Glowgasm, Lightgasm, and Lovegasm palettes. I mean, these are extraordinary, and you don't need both. The only reason I have both is because they were on sale at the time. I got one from Sephora, and then I ordered the other at Nordy's, and I had a $20 note to get deducted. These are so beautiful, skin-like, and easy to use. Now, I really hope Charlotte comes out with deeper shades for the bronzing powder in the Lovegasm palette, but let me tell you, I brought this with me to Bermuda, and I put, well, I'm going to mention this in a minute, I applied these shades on like her high cheekbone area. This highlighter, you're gonna see in a minute, another favorite for the highlighter category. The beam of light that you see here is ridiculous. Dahlia is Fenty Beauty for 30, so she is a deeper skin tone, and these shades looked phenomenal on her. They did not look ashy at all, especially these. It just provided such a beautiful glow on her deep, rich skin, and it didn't look ashy, it didn't look out of place. Unfortunately, this was just like, I didn't even put this on her. It would have been like a radiance powder probably on her. And again, I hope Charlotte comes out with deeper bronzer shades because this is such a foolproof formula. It is gelée, and I feel you do need a stiffer brush to pick this product up. Not only the bronzer, but the highlighter and the topper shades. If you use a soft squirrel hair brush or soft dyed natural brush, you're not going to get as much impact as you would with like, well, this is just an example. If this was like a natural hairbrush, I feel goat hairs are a little stiffer. They're still soft, but a little stiffer, and they pick up more product, and you'll be more successful in that placement. I love the compact. I use this to apply my makeup with. I could see my whole face. They're easy to pack. They're no fuss. They're just gorgeous compacts. Again, I'm late to the game. These have been favorites since like April, but I'm happy that I grabbed them. I've been using them nonstop, and yes, they are phenomenal face palettes. Natasha Denona Tan Bronze and Glow. I was not ready for how much love I would have for this palette. Now, this is a little bit of a tricky color. I do feel this shade is more suitable for medium tan to like NC50, but again, if you're lighter than medium, a lot of people were saying that this looked dirty on the skin, but Mel Thompson, she is, I feel, in the light part of the category, and she loves it. And I think it's just about the brush that you use, the technique, going lightly if you're lighter than medium. Don't go ham like you would with another bronzer in your collection. If you have the Fenty bronzers, I feel you could go ham with those because those are a little more lightweight and don't pack us much punch on the initial application. This, I feel you need to be a little more careful with. Use a softer brush for sure. I don't have it nearby, but my Nitrogate Pro from Sonia G, I feel is perfect for this type of textured color. It definitely looks deeper in person than it does online, because when you see it online, you're like, what is that gonna do? But in real life, it packs a punch, man. I actually have the Glow Cream base on my cheekbones. On top of that, I have the highlighter shade from Charlotte's Lovegasm palette. And then I topped it off with the 002 Glitz from the Backstage Dior palette. You heard that right, I have like 3 highlighters on. But look how gorgeous it looks. See what I'm saying? And this shade, forget it. Oh, did I? You know what? I probably applied this on Dahlia as well. I like put a bunch of stuff on her. It just went crazy. This is like a cream to powder formula. It is foolproof, so beautifully soft and silky. I mean, the shine is just amazing. I'm sorry the lighting is washing it out too much, but it's such a beautiful skin-like texture. And this, forget it. This just gives you so much extra punch. On top of the cream to powder, I've been using that with the Charlotte, and I've also been using, I did need to buy this, but when I went into that Dior store and all makeup was laid out in front of me, free for me to try, I mean, I just had to grab this. This is their limited edition Diorskin Mineral Nude Bronze Wild Earth in 02. This does unfortunately have fragrance in it. It's not super intense, but if you're using an acne medication or you have very sensitive skin or you're just sensitive to any type of fragrance, beware. But I love the texture of this bronzer. It is so beautifully warm, lightweight, silky. I love the tone of it. It reminds me a little bit of Benefit Hoola, but it's a little more neutral. I feel it's definitely more neutral than Hoola, but it just provides that golden glow on my skin. It is absolutely phenomenally gorgeous. And again, so lightweight. You can build this up with any brush that you like. I like to use my big Refer number 6 brush and just get it all over. Sometimes I layer this over the Natasha, or I can layer this over the new Marc Jacobs Omega and Tantalize. So many ways to use this bronzer for, but I cannot get over the silky texture of this powder. It is phenomenally beautiful on the skin. And again, I've been using this with all my other face palettes. It has been a ball. Staying within the complexion sector of things, I'm going to go in with has been such a beautiful highlighter palette. It is so funny when I mentioned how I got this in New York, Kelsey called the store, then she told Mel, I'm gonna go back to that store and be like, did my homegirls call you? Like, how many glow palettes did you sell? I just want to know. So here's the thing. I like the glitter. Some people stay away with glitter because they feel it's going to look textured on the skin, artificial or really sparkly. I actually love, correct me, this formula. It is very different from the original 001 Universal in that these two pans have the glitter flecks in them and these two are more like a satin radiant glow. This peach color, I mean, let me just say, if you want your skin to glow, it's gonna glow. And the tone of it is like a true peachy golden undertone that literally makes your skin look like silk. I'm not even kidding. I use my Refer Prototype fan brush. It is just foolproof to use this with. Get it on there, and you could be a little more hand with this because it doesn't have the glitter particles. You could apply this more on the cheekbone and closer to the cheek area, on the forehead, and buff it in. And again, the radiance is kind of like when at night you're looking at a body of water and the moonlight hits and you just have this glow. This is what that does. You know what I'm saying? Okay. You're welcome. I think at this time, this will be available by the time I upload this video. The reason why I have it so early is because Dior store in New York got it before any of the other retailers that usually carry Dior. Picked it up, tried it, loved it, and had to film with it. So there you go. Now here's the thing with the glitter textures. I really love the glitter textures, or the glitter pans, I should say. If you want to see better swatches, if you want to see a full-on demo, all the videos connected to what I'm talking about in this video will be listed down below, okay? I find the best way to apply these textures, if you have this palette and if you're looking to get into this palette, you want to figure out how to work these textures. The best way I find is to use a smaller shaped fan brush, because if you use a smaller fan brush, it's not going to pick up as many of the glitter particles as you would with a bigger one. Although I have used this one with the pans before and I was fine, you're less likely to have all those glitter particles sprinkled down on the rest of your face. What I like to do is either rely on my Charlotte Tilbury Hollywood Flawless Filter to provide that kind of nice sticky base, and then I lightly pat down the powder. Or what I've been doing, my favorite strategy, is to first spritz with my Max Fix Plus, and until it dries down completely, I go in fast, tap, 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 and I tap, tap, tap. And the moisture from that setting spray just helps the glitter particles adhere to just where you want it to go and stay, and it does not travel. And again, I like the glitter particles on my skin. I like that I can see them. I love how they twinkle the light and how reflective it looks on the skin. You could use as little or as much as you like to adjust the intensity of the highlighting effect, but I love it. And especially for the summertime, layering this with the Charlotte and the Natasha Denona, oh my gosh, it is a party on my cheekbones. Party. Blushes. You know I have to mention the Cover FX duos. I have Pink Dahlia and Warm Honey. I definitely have been using Warm Honey more than Pink Dahlia. Not that Pink Dahlia is an ugly color. I just find myself gravitating towards the warm pink as opposed to like the true pink. These are absolutely gorgeous, and I love this highlighter blush topper. It's so easy to use, especially if you use it with one of these brushes. This is a Refer stippling brush, and there are a lot of stippling brushes out there. It is a natural hair stippling brush. I think it's synthetic and natural, this one in particular. This picks up product beautifully, and the way this just buffs into the skin, hold on. First of all, I have a bunch of stuff on my cheeks right now. I have a bunch of stuff, but just so you can see, if you just take this shade here, I still have the film over the mirror, so prepared, and just use the brush to just brighten up the very tops, apples of your cheeks. It is such a pretty color. Now, I didn't need to do that. I already have so much on my face, but again, it's just beautifully soft, just a veil of shine and glow. I feel that provides beautiful radiance and brightness to the cheeks after you applied the matte side. Do you need two colors? Absolutely not. But I feel because they have two bronzing shades and then they have, I think, 6 or 5 blush shades. I found these were the ones that were going to fit into my lifestyle the best, just based on what I already have in my collection, how I like my blush to look on my cheeks. Warm Honey is like the perfect warm pink that I feel pairs immaculately well with bronzer on my skin tone anyway, because it's not super pink, but it's not all the way brown. It just provides that natural flush of color that I feel is just optimal for that sun-kissed look, that warm bronzing look on the cheeks. The highlighter side I think is phenomenal. Again, if I use my stippling brush over the matte shade, like, that is such a pretty color. Even without the matte, if you just wanted to put this on your cheeks alone with your favorite bronzer or highlighter, then you're good. The textures of these face products, it blows my mind. They really do. I love everything I've purchased from the sale and after. I've been using them non-stop. I make sure that I have them out and about so I know that I have them and I can use them. So they've just been excellent. The other Dior product that I purchased is their mineralized blush. Nope, that's not it. Their Dior Skin Nude Luminizer brush in 10. Dude, I had this on before I applied the Cover FX. This shade, I mean, no freaking words. And it does have a little bit of shimmer in it. It definitely does. It just buffs into your skin and literally gives you a color glow. Just heat radiating from your cheeks, and the dimension is just out of this world. I freaking love this blush. Unfortunately, it does have fragrance. I always like to mention that because if you use any topical medication on your skin or it's just very sensitive, irritable with fragrance, just stay away. Unfortunately, I wish Dior would just not put any fragrance in their products because the product itself is phenomenal and fragrance doesn't do really anything to improve the efficacy finish of the product, so I don't even know why it's in there in the first place. Now, you already saw I bought this during the sale. This is the Hollywood Flawless Filter from Charlotte Tilbury. I purchased number 3 light medium. I think this is optimal for my cheekbone area just to provide that glow and radiance. If you don't want to use a shimmery powder product for your highlight, this is absolutely phenomenal. It's gonna last you forever. You get so much product here. They have maybe 6 shades that you could either use for highlight highlight or all over your skin, under foundation or by itself. The texture is amazing. It's not shimmery, it's not glittery. Although I did mention that I love the glitter in the highlighter products, I use that for a specific purpose. But for something you put all over your face, definitely want to stay away from the glitter unless you're going out and doing a special event, performing. That's another conversation altogether. Everyday makeup purposes, this is just excellent. Super optimal for that low-key glow but beautiful radiant skin that I feel leaves a really nice impression on anyone who looks at your cheekbones. Great setup for extra highlighting effect if you want to layer powder over it. This does not make the powder look textured. It just melts into your skin, helps the powder melt into your skin, and makes everything look incredibly smooth. I also picked up the Glowgasm Beauty Light Wand. There are several more shades of this. I have Pinkgasm. I think Pinkgasm for my skin tone is just optimal. I applied this on my cheeks and then I applied the Dior Coral shade. And as you just saw, the Cover FX Monochromatic. Such a beautiful glow to the cheeks, and this color is just amazing. It's like the perfect summer pinky highlight shade, and the way it blends into the skin, it doesn't leave texture behind. It just smooths out like butter, and the shine is not even overly shimmery. Like the particles in here are not even that crazy. It just leaves such beautiful glow in the cheeks or anywhere else you would like to put this. They have a peach color, a gold color that I thought was a little too yellow for me, and then they have the original highlighter shade that's closely related to the number 3. I know I already showed a lot of this in my Sephora haul video, but man, I just can't get over how beautiful this product is. And I'm late to the game. A lot of people have been using this for months now, but just look at that. It's just a beautiful shine, radiant finish on the skin. So I've been using that nonstop with the Glow Cream Base from the Tam palette, Natasha Denona. I think it's safe to now move into eyeshadow. I have a couple of eye items I want to mention. Firstly, the Dior Backstage eye palette in Amber. Now, I saw Mel talk about this. She thought this was a softer finish. I totally agree with her. I don't have the Viseart palette. She did say that the warm palette has a little more punch, and I believe it because Viseart mattes or Viseart shadows in general are just phenomenal. The thing is, I brought this with me to Bermuda. I have to say, when you're going on vacation or just wanna, it doesn't have to be anywhere like on an island, but if you just wanna be chill about life, I was very chill about life because when you're in Bermuda and you're just hanging out in the water, it wasn't so much of a priority for me to do elaborate eye looks. Like, I wouldn't have done this in Bermuda because I was getting up, teaching class, interacting with the students, going on boat rides. So I thought this was perfect to just provide that soft wash of color that's an easy everyday look that you could pair with what I'm going to just present as another favorite of mine. These Kaja Bento stacks are so great and easy to use. I've been using this with the Dior palette. I've been also using it with the Charlotte Tilbury Mesmerize shades. The easygoing nature of this palette, that's why it's a favorite for me, because sometimes depending on where I am on a trip or even just back home, if I want something easy breezy, but I want like a soft sophisticated look, I'm gonna go for the Amber palette. My favorite shade is this one, without a doubt. It is like, I can't even explain it. It's just a beautiful soft brown that looks phenomenal all over the eye. You want to pop a little bit of shimmer, you can use that shade on the lid. It's not super shiny crazy, but it works for brow bone inner corner highlight or a pop of brightness on the lid. I love this shade. This is so pretty. I actually use this on my girl Amy. She doesn't know her foundation Fenty shade, but she has a richer skin tone and it looks so beautiful on her just for a soft daily eye, because she doesn't know how to do daily soft eyes. Her makeup is like boom. So when I applied this shade on her, a little bit of the shimmer and the Kaja stacks, so gorgeous. I should have taken a picture, but the lighting at the time in our hotel room was just god awful. So this is another shade from the palette. Again, these are not new shades. They're not new shades, but I do think formula is phenomenal for Dior. I definitely not going to buy their other palettes because I think this color story is just more suitable for my skin tone. And overall, reds and warm browns, you just cannot go wrong with. I love this palette. I loved it when I took it with me to Bermuda. It was just so easy to create eye looks with. They weren't insane, super elaborate. They were just perfect for daily, smoky island life looks. The Kaja again. I mean, never has it been so freaking easy. Now, the ColourPop Super Shock shadows do make it very easy to apply that pop of shine and glow. But this is just phenomenal. Like, look how easy that was. You just need your finger. You don't need a brush. You don't. You just use your finger. For instance, I have inner corner highlight already, but if I want a little more, I'm going to take the golden shade, use my finger, and it just adds such nice brightness. And the warmth from your skin helps the pigment and the particles adhere to your skin. They're not going to fall all over the place. I would recommend that you use this strictly for topper purposes. They are coming out with stacks that have matte shades paired with like a one sparkly glittery shade that I don't know if it's the same formula as the one in here. I have in Toasted Caramel and Orange Blossom. They also have like a pinky purple stack and like a reddish purple stack. I love these shades. They are so pretty and so easy for the summertime. You don't need anything else except maybe some bronzer throughout the crease, not even an eyeshadow on the lid. Just pat this on with your fingertip. Oh, and it just gives the most beautiful, soft, easy, shiny, sparkly type of glow. So pretty. I have been using these non-stop. In addition to the Charlotte Tilbury Mesmerize, the newer shades that released at one point, but they got re-released during this Glowgasm collection. In Star Gold as well as Rose Gold. You cannot get more summery shady than this. These shades are just perfect for the eyes this time of year. Like, come on. Are you kidding me? Look how beautiful that is. All over the freaking lid and crease. Stop it. Rose Gold, same thing. If you want more of a pinkier tone to your eye look. So gorgeous. Easy to use. Let me tell you how freaking easy these stupid things are to use. I cannot get over it. I definitely need to use them more. Of course, I've been bombarded with recent eyeshadow purchases. But if I want an easy summer eye, and these with the Icon palette, please. Or even with the Amber palette, stop it. You cannot go wrong with those products. They are just so beautiful. I use my Wayne Goss synthetic eyeshadow brush, and the way they just glide across the lid, blend into your skin, and the glow it leaves without being textured or relying on crazy glitter particles if you don't like that at all. So if you don't like glitter, whatever, this type of texture, then stay away from the Kaja. But if you want that shine and brightness, definitely check out the Mesmerize from Charlotte Tilbury. She has a lot more shades in her collection that are just gorgeous. Like Mona Lisa is a burgundy bronzy shade. Sticking with eyeshadow, I have to mention the Nubian 3 Coral from Juvia's Place. This was gifted to me by a lovely, generous squad member of ours. I was not ready for how much I would love this color story, especially the grays. My favorite color out of the palette is this bronzy chocolate. Look at that. Look at that. It's hard to see, but there's like a pink flip. There are pink sparkles in here that can further be emphasized if you layer the other coral shade on top. It is so gorgeous. I think I had on this the other day. Yes, I had this color all over the lid, lower lash line, and I use this matte to blend it out, and I use this shade on the inner third of my eye. So freaking pretty. And in the review, I was mentioning how this maybe needed a little more finesse, but I actually just used my Sonia G Worker. It was either the Worker 3 or Worker 2. It moves pretty well across the lid on its own. Maybe not as much as the Pat McGrath metallic formula, but I was pretty impressed with how much glide this had. You just have to give it a chance to kind of buff into your skin, and then when you wet this, the pink shimmer comes through more, and that kind of pink flip that exists after you wet the shadow is just phenomenally gorgeous. This shade right here, listen, I was not ready. When I applied this on my lid with the gray matte, one of the most beautiful steel blue shimmers I have in my collection I have ever seen. You will not be disappointed with this palette. It's an extensive color story you can do so many things with. You can use any of these metallics on their own. You could blend it with any of the mattes. It's not going to look muddy. It's not going to look out of place. These just all work together harmoniously, gorgeously. I mean, they hit it out of the park with Nubian 3. This is up there with Tribe. Because you know how I love my Tribe palette. The greens and the olive orange tones in that palette are to die for. This, though, definitely top 3. Top 3. Out of all the Juvia's Place palettes that I have, top 3, without a doubt. Lips. We're almost done, friends. So, Persona was so nice and generous to send these lip glosses to me. They have 3 shades. I have 2 out of the 3 here. Honey and Peach. I have honey on my lips now, as well as under the next favorite I'm going to show in a minute. These are really beautiful glosses. They're soft on the lips. They're moisturizing. I believe they have like avocado oil and really nourishing ingredients that don't feel sticky on the lips, but they feel moisturizing, again, replenishing. They provide beautiful shine and they don't feel heavy. I love the tone, especially of honey is my favorite because it's like a brownie beige, and peach you can never go wrong with. You know what? Let me try to find the other shade. Hold on. Boo, I can't find it. I'm sorry about that. I've been wearing these non-stop on top of my favorite lipsticks, layered and full real. You know I haven't forgotten her. She's my favorite of all time. But it's just nice to rotate glosses and not use the same color all the time. Again, honey is by far my most favorite shade. I have it under the MAC and Aladdin Disney movie collab. I only picked up these products and I'm so proud of myself because I did swatch the bronzer, I did swatch the highlight, the eyeshadow palette, everything is beautiful. But I knew that I wanted something stand out that would add pizzazz to my collection and I would still experience the beautiful limited edition packaging. This is their Lipglass in Jewels on Jewels and Diamond in the Rough. Diamond in the Rough, I was not ready for. The amount of sparkle, shine, and glitz in this freaking lip gloss, the camera is not going to do it justice. It's not. It has like a duochrome flip in there, but when layered over your favorite like creamy gloss, look at the brightness. It's insane. This is my summer gloss. It's my summer gloss. I'm gonna pop this on whatever shade that I have to give it more light sparkle and pizzazz. That was Diamond in the Rough. This is Jewels on Jewels. This has such a beautiful pinky orangey flip to it. It's so beautifully shiny, easy to apply. They're a little thicker than the Persona Cosmetic glosses, and that's fine. I think because of the glitter specks in here. This is such a beautiful shade to wear on its own, especially with Natasha Denona's Sunrise palette. Like, oh my goodness. Perfect summer orangey pinky gloss with the pretty much around the same amount of sparkle. I do think Diamond in the Rough has a lot more glitz to it than Jewels on Jewels, but they're both beautiful shades. I am so happy I picked them up. And I'm so happy I didn't go crazy with that Aladdin collection because I'm sure some of the products are beautiful, like that blush bronzer shade, I'm sure is gorgeous, but because we've already spoken about 10 bronzers in this one video, clearly I don't need another. In the meantime, anyway. Last lip product for the faves is the Laneige Lip Glowy Balm. I picked up Peach initially from the sale, but then I had to pick up Grapefruit. I've been using these suckers non-stop, and they are just so gorgeously shiny, soft on the lips, easy going. I mean, so easy. I love it. It's just nice to have a balm that has a tint and a crazy amount of shine that does not feel sticky and overwhelming on the lips. You can't get better than that. That was in Peach. This is in Grapefruit. There is some fragrance to it, obviously indicated by their flavor, if you will. It doesn't smell overwhelming or artificial when you apply it. In fact, it kind of disappears. And if it doesn't, it's just a nice scent to have on your lip. It doesn't smell like plastic or weird whatever. I love the texture of these lip glowy balms. They really are phenomenal, and there are a lot of lip glowy glossy products out there, and I just really feel there's something special about this texture. It's just bouncy and soft and luxurious, like cushiony. It leaves your lips super cushiony without feeling overly sticky. Oh, drop that one, she's staying there. And again, I love the shade. I love the tint, that slight peachy or pink tint depending on which one you get. It's just perfect for the summertime. It's perfect if you don't want to deal with a gloss or a lip liner or a creamy lipstick, even if you love those products, because sometimes you just want to be easy breezy depending on the day, but you still want something on your lips. You want that tint, you want that shine, that glow. The Glowy lip balm from Laneige is going to give that to you. And when everything has been applied and when everything has been put on, we finish it off. The Glow Recipe Watermelon Glow Ultra Fine Mist. I know Mel loves this. This is a phenomenal product. First of all, before I continue, the skincare benefits in this freaking spray are just, they blow my mind. Watermelon extract is the first ingredient listed. That means there's a crap ton in here. I believe watermelon extract is said to be insanely hydrating without feeling heavy on the skin. It is lightweight. I do believe there's some antioxidant property to watermelon extract, but I don't really know for sure. I will double check on that claim. Not only is it going to set your makeup, but I think it's said to provide pollution protection. So it's a skincare shield for your face. I still love to use my MAC Fix Plus because I just need my skin a little more wet as it's drying down to apply my favorite highlighting products like the Glow Backstage 002, but just to give your skin a little more radiance and glow and just to help the makeup melt. You can't go wrong with this. This is so beautifully lightweight. It does smell like watermelon, but it's lightweight in scent. It's not overwhelming on the senses. It smells like natural watermelon, and especially for this season, I mean, it couldn't have been more appropriate of a scent. Just to have that refresh during the day. I'm sure this is going to be a lifesaver on the beach, because I mean, you should be wearing sunscreen every day no matter what. But if you need a little refresher, I would put this on my face, my neck, my chest, anywhere that's super ultra extra sensitive to the sun. It has those nourishing ingredients to just replenish the skin, to help it heal, to cut down the inflammation and just feel cool. It does separate because it has like oils in here that are lightweight. So I'm not sure how this will fare out compared to like the Tatcha Dewy Skin Mist. I know they just came out with a new one. I really haven't heard anything much about it, but I'm curious just to kind of give it a spritz in store to see how it goes. I feel if you're oily, you would like this. I would use it sparingly though. I wouldn't use it all over my face. Maybe just use it on the cheekbone area where you want that portion of your face to have radiance and glow, and not so much on your T-zone area and on your forehead. So just be really diligent, you know, cover the rest of your face or however you want to do it and just spray it here, and I think it'll be really beautiful. Whew, those were a lot of makeup favorites. I have to say, May has been a blast. I've been loving all the makeup products that I purchased. They're such a pleasure to use. Everything has been applying phenomenally. The colors, the textures, the undertones, everything has just been so harmonious in terms of what my expectations are, what I'm looking for summer skin, for summer eye looks, for summer face. The bronzer shades, I mean, I haven't been this excited about bronzer in a while. And I still use my Fenty bronzers. I still use my Hoola Caramel. I definitely rotate them. I love to combine. Why not use two bronzers? If you use two foundations to find your right shade, then just combine the bronzers as well for finding your bronzer shade. The blushes I've been layering, everything from the Glowgasm Light Wand to the Glowgasm highlight pops of color in the palette, the Dior blush, the Cover FX blush, the highlighter shades from the Bronze and Glow from the 002 Glitz Backstage, the eyeshadow palettes. This, oh my gosh, I'm so happy I didn't go crazy this month, but I love Dior Backstage Amber and the Juvia's Place Coral Nubian 3. This was a really great makeup month, and I'm really happy. At the same time, I bought a lot of product. I'm really proud that I haven't gone crazy, because before, with all these newer releases, I would have bought everything. But I'm like, Alicia, like the Nabla Cosmetics Secret Garden looks beautiful. The Milk Cosmetics Shadow Palette, listen, I'm not gonna get it, and hold me accountable, because I was burned from, I still am burned from their metallic formula in the palette 27 and Gemini. I'm like, how good is it really going to be? Because the swatches looked phenomenal for Gemini and 27 for the metallic shades, but they were crappy in person. So I'm going to wait it out. I'm going to wait it out until I see some reviews. I don't even know if they'll ever have it in store, but I need to swatch it first because I'm not going to make the plunge. I know it's Sephora and I could return it, but why go through it? I could wait. I have so much eyeshadow to play with and to make me happy in the meantime that I don't need to run out and get that palette for sure. Maybe I'll still get the Juvia's foundation. One of you had said that it will be in Ulta June 2nd. That's tomorrow. Again, I'm not in a rush to get it because I love the foundations that I have, so eventually I will review it. Why not? Let me know what your favorites have been. I'm sorry I didn't bump into any fails. I think because I was just really selective in what I was purchasing and using, that maybe I avoided some fails this time around. But I'm sure if I bump into something atrocious, I will be sure to let you know. Down below, mention any of your favorites and fails, like I said, and we'll take it from there. And that, my friends, is a wrap. Thank you all so much for watching. I hope this video helped. And if you like this video, please give it a thumbs up and subscribe to my channel. And until then, I'll see you on here again with another review, chit chat, demo, or favorites. Take care, and I'll see you again soon. You did a lot of talking. Oh man, did your headband look like that the whole time? No. Fixing. Better. Kinky Sweat is... Perhaps the highest coverage foundation I have in my rotation is the Hourglass Banish Sleep. Take care of the extra coverage that I need for my hyper pigment. I can't talk today. I need to warm up. La 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 la. If you are using an acne meditation, good job. I have a video dedicated to this, so if you want to see better swatches. Again, if you're using any topical meditation, I really need to meditate, obviously, because I'm just keep on saying it. Last lick product, last lick.